Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time of day when you get to watch this video. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yetunde. I'm glad to have you here. If you are watching this video, I would like to get to know you. Kindly drop your name and the location you are watching this video from in the comment section. Also, be kind enough to subscribe, watch this video, like this video, drop your comments, share this video. Alright, so you're welcome to the very first edition of Yummy Mommy's Couch Sessions. In these sessions, we'll be having discussions on different topics. Sometimes it will be just me, sometimes I will have guests on coming to my couch and we'll be discussing together. Alright, so the topic of today, this topic came up as a result of something that happened some years ago. Okay, so some years ago, I think my daughter was around 3 or so then. So I recall I got her a book titled Do Not Touch Me There by Pastor Xeducationforchildren of blessed memory. So I don't know, I can't remember what happened, but I think I forgot the book in my bag and then I took it to work. So a colleague saw the book and then he asked me that, oh, whose book is that? Oh, it belongs to my daughter. It's our it's our very first sex education book. And then he collected the book and started looking through it. So he felt that book wasn't appropriate for my daughter, like she's too young to have this kind of book. Why are you even having sex education talks with your 3-year-old? So it sparked a lot of argument at the office that day. For more than about an hour, we were discussing this topic. A lot of people had different ideas. All right. Some thought it was too early. Some didn't even think it was necessary to even have such discussions with your children. They had varying ideas. Now, I do not blame some of them for the ideas that they have. It's because of the way we grew up, all right, the mentality we grew up with. A lot of us grew up with the mentality that some things should never be talked about, and a lot of us had to grow up and learn about things ourselves because our parents felt that some topics were off limits. So for this very first edition of the couch session, I'll be talking about how we as parents, let's even talk about sex education. Let's talk about the why, the what, and the how. Like, what should we even be talking about sex education with our children? Who should do the talking? Should it be parents? Should they be taught in school? Should they be taught in church? All right, so who should do the talking? What should be said? All right, at what age should we begin to even start talking to them about their bodies, about sex and all of that? At what age should we begin? What should even be said and how should these things be said? These and many more questions like this are what I hope to be able to answer in this couch session, or in this episode of the couch session. So first, let me answer the question of who. All right, so who should start out sex education for children? Who should start it? Should it be parents? Should it be the schools? Should it be church? All right, there was a discussion sometime last year where the Minister of Education was trying to address the issue of sex education in schools, and he mentioned that sex education would not be taught in school, and it caused a lot of uproar on social media. A lot of people thought it was the Minister of Education was wrong. Why wouldn't you teach sex education in school? So I want to lean towards agreeing with the Minister of Education. All right, and one of the people I follow, one of the pages on Instagram that has helped me on my parenting journey, the Raising Girls NG. Shout out to Madam Irene of Raising Girls NG. She was able to help put that topic into perspective. So imagine somebody Imagine that your child is being taught something about sex in school. You are not able to control what that child is being taught. You are not able to how do I mean? You are not able to control what the child is being taught. So to answer the question of who, I would say that the first place where children should get sex education from should be from the home. It should be from their home. It should be from their mother. It should be from their father, right? A lot of us grew up. A lot of us, mostly or practically, had no sex education from home. Everything we knew about sex, we heard from friends, we heard from peers, and so we have got a lot of wrong information that led some of us astray, all right? Caused irreparable damage for some of us as well. So to answer again the question of who, I would say it should be the parents, the mom and the dad should be the who will start sex education for their children. Of course, along the way, some other factors or some other people may come into play, but the first place where the child should get sex education from should be from the parents. All right, so that's answering the question of who. Now let's move on to answering the question of when. When should sex education start? Some say from 2, some say from 3 years old, some say, oh, they are too young at that age. When you start early, you are going to be making them curious about sex and all of that. And that's the reason why some will say let them be older before you start. But for me, I would say the earlier the better. All right? Yes, curiosity and all of that will come in. But that's why it's important that you, the parent, the father and the mother, you are the one that starts the topic of sex education with your children. That way you are able to control what they are learning or what they are being taught. All right, so in my opinion, when should be, I would say from 2 years old, especially for children of this generation. They start being inquisitive from a very young age. So I would say from 2, at least for my own children, I start from 2, from the moment when they can talk, right? From the moment when they can clearly express themselves. That's when I start, or that's when we start in our own family. And it has worked for us. So if I am to give advice, of course, this is not cast in stone. But if I'm going to give advice based on my own experience, I will say from 2. So that answers the question of when. Now, moving on to the question of what. Even though we want to start sex education at 2 or 3 or whatever age we decide we want to start, we need to understand what is appropriate for each age. You don't say because you want to start sex education early, you now begin to load the children with, or the child with, information that is not appropriate for their age. So even though we want to start early, we need to also understand what is appropriate for each age of child that you are dealing with. So now let me help you put into perspective what is appropriate for each age range. So from age 2 to 4, what would be appropriate to be teaching them about their body, right? We should be teaching them about their body parts, the entire body parts, both the private and the public. We should be teaching them the importance of taking care of their bodies, right? You should be teaching them why they should not put something into their eyes, why someone should not put something into their nose, or they themselves putting something into their nose, right? You should be helping them understand the difference between the private body parts and the public body parts. And then you should be answering for them the question of why, right? Why should you take care of your body in as simple language as possible. Alright, we are using simple language, what the child, or language that the child can understand. right? And then we are using the correct names of each of the body parts. Penis is penis, breast is breast, vagina is vagina. We are not using funny names or funny nicknames for these body parts for age 2 to 4. Alright, we should be helping them understand the difference between their public body parts and their private body parts, right? And then we should be helping them understand that this should not be touched. Your penis is not a toy, your vagina is not a toy. You shouldn't touch it, you shouldn't put anything inside. Nobody should touch it, nobody should put something inside, right? So we should be helping them understand their body parts. And then we should be helping them understand that if somebody touches your body, you should say no, a firm no, and you should report. You should be helping them understand that they must report to mommy, to daddy. So now let me help you put into perspective what is appropriate for each age range. So from age 2 to 4, what would be appropriate to be teaching them about their body, right? You should be teaching them about their body parts, the entire body parts, both the private and the public. You should be teaching them the importance of taking care of their bodies, right? You should be teaching them why they should not put something into their eyes, why someone should not put something into their nose, or they themselves putting something into their nose, right? You should be helping them understand the difference between the private body parts and the public body parts. And then you should be answering for them the question of why, right? Why should you take care of your body in as simple language as possible. Alright, we are using simple language, what the child, or language that the child can understand, right? And then we are using the correct names of each of the body parts. Penis is penis, breast is breast, vagina is vagina. We are not using funny names or funny nicknames for these body parts for age 2 to 4. Alright, we should be helping them understand the difference between their public body parts and their private body parts, right? And then we should be helping them understand that this should not be touched. Your penis is not a toy, your vagina is not a toy. You shouldn't touch it, you shouldn't put anything inside. Nobody should touch it, nobody should put something inside, right? So we should be helping them understand their body parts. And then we should be helping them understand that if somebody touches your body, you should say no, a firm no, and you should report. You should be helping them understand that they must report to mommy, to daddy. So also from age 2 to 4, we should be helping them understand because at that age, they are not able to clean up by themselves when they use the toilet. They are not able to bathe by themselves. Okay, so we should let them know, okay, Auntie so can wash your bum, mommy can wash your bum for girls. For boys, mommy can wash your bum, daddy can wash your bum, daddy can wash your bum for girls also between age 2 to 4. Alright? Then in school, we should help them recognize who can wash their bum. At home, we should help them recognize who can bathe for them. Alright? The safe people, the people that they are safe around. But though for me, I'm a bit paranoia, so at home, I'm the only one who bathe for my children, myself and their dad. We bathe for them. We clean them up when they use the toilet. Even though we have living help, my living helps don't bathe for my children and don't clean up my children after going. In school, of course, they have the people who take care of them and they already know between me and his dad, but this just typically shows you how we started or what we have been able to do, the information we have been able to provide him. I hope that it helps a mom, a dad who is looking to start and who is confused on how to start. So I'll see you in my next video. Kindly like, kindly comment on this video, kindly share this video, and looking forward to seeing you again in episode 2, where we continue our discussion. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Yeah, don't play with your penis because
don't touch your penis again.
Don't touch your penis. Why?
Because I want you like so.
Your penis is not a
Toy.
Your penis is not a
Toy.
It's not a toy. Yeah, say my penis is not a toy.
And not a toy.
Say my penis
My penis
is not a toy.
is not a toy.
Yeah, say it.
My penis is not a My penis is not a
Toy. Yeah, say it again.
My penis is not a toy.
Okay, so nobody should touch your,
Penis.
and you shouldn't touch your.
Penis.
If anybody touch your penis, what will you say?
Don't touch your penis again.
Don't.
Don't do that again.
Good. And you will report to
Daddy.
and
Mommy.
good job.